I refused to go to my sister's wedding because I never got my dream wedding. My sister Emma announced her engagement last April and immediately started planning this huge fancy wedding. The venue she picked was literally the exact same place I'd been dreaming about since I was 12. I used to drive past Willowbrook Manor every weekend with my mom and point at the garden saying that's where I want to get married someday. When I got engaged 3 years ago to my boyfriend Jake, we were broke college students. We had to have our wedding at the community center because that's all we could afford. My dress came from a thrift store and cost $40. We couldn't even hire a real photographer, so Jake's cousin took pictures with his phone. The whole thing felt like a sad imitation of what I'd always wanted. Don't get me wrong, I love Jake and I'm happy we're married, but every girl deserves to feel like a princess on her wedding day, and I felt like I was playing dress up in someone else's clothes. Emma knew all of this because I cried to her about it for weeks after my wedding. She was the one who helped me feel better by saying the important thing was that Jake and I were married and the fancy stuff didn't matter. So when she casually mentioned at family dinner that she'd booked Willowbrook Manor, my stomach dropped. She was going on and on about the crystal chandeliers and the marble floors and how the garden would look perfect in her photos. I sat there picking at my mashed potatoes trying not to lose it. She even said she was getting the exact photographer I'd wanted but couldn't afford. After dinner, I pulled her aside and asked if she remembered how badly I'd wanted to get married there. She just shrugged and said that was years ago and I was already married, so what did it matter? Then she had the nerve to say, maybe if I'd saved up longer instead of rushing into marriage, I could have afforded it too. That hurt worse than anything. Jake and I got married when we did because we were ready to start our lives together. We didn't want to wait years just to have a fancy party, but apparently Emma thought we should have. She started sending me pictures of wedding dresses that cost more than my car payment. She'd text me updates about the menu and how she was having a 7-course dinner with lobster and filet mignon. My wedding dinner was pizza and wings from the place down the street. She knew exactly what she was doing. The final straw was when she asked me to be her maid of honor. She said it so sweetly, like she was doing me some huge favor. I told her I needed time to think about it, and she got all offended asking what there was to think about. She said she was my sister and this was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. I ended up telling her no. I couldn't stand there in some expensive dress watching her get everything I'd always wanted in the exact place I'd dreamed about. She called me selfish and said I was ruining her wedding by being jealous. She told our parents I was being petty and they tried to guilt me into changing my mind. My mom said family comes first and I should put aside my feelings for one day. My dad said I was being immature and that Emma deserved her dream wedding just like anyone else. Nobody seemed to understand that watching Emma get my dream wedding would be torture. They all acted like I should just get over it and be happy for her. Emma stopped talking to me after that. She unfriended me on social media and told everyone in the family that I was trying to sabotage her big day. She said I was angry that she could afford what I couldn't and that I needed to grow up. Our cousins started taking sides and family gatherings got really awkward. The wedding was last month and I didn't go. I spent the day at home watching Netflix and eating ice cream while Jake rubbed my back. He said I made the right choice and that Emma was being cruel. My phone was blowing up all day with texts from relatives saying I was missing out and that I'd regret not being there.